Hey, what's up, everybody? Dan Tortora here with you, and very excited to bring you this very special trailer. Thoughts on this? They called it a teaser, but we got a couple minutes of this, and so a nice good amount of information from Black Panther, and so we're gonna watch this together. I'm gonna be on screen. I do want to let everybody know that apparently you have to do this a million times, but we have no copyright to Black Panther Wakanda Forever's footage. The audio and video belongs to Marvel Studios, Disney, to Black Panther's team, and so on and so forth, so that we get that out of the way. But I'm very, very excited to watch this with you. Black Panther became one of the characters that I was really excited to see and has become one of my favorite characters over the years. Couple of years before the movie came out, I started to get really excited for it and was nervous when they kept moving it of when it was going to come out and when is this actually going to happen. Then I saw the movie, and I have become over the years a Chadwick Boseman fan. I love the movie Draft Day, which I think is, he's played so many incredible roles, but I thought that was one of the best movies all around with Kevin Costner and with him and Jennifer Garner and company. To get to where we got to with Black Panther, he is T'Challa. And we'll get my thoughts on that and more as we go forward. But I do want to watch this trailer with you. I'm going to be on screen with you, and let's watch it.
No cry. No woman, no cry. You darling, don't shed no tear.
Queen
No woman, no cry.
It's a celebration of life, it looks like.
Good friends we are.
It's like a wedding.
And good friends we've lost along the way.
Signs that are
In
behind
this
it
great
there.
future, you can't forget your
Bassett's
past.
incredible. They all
So
are.
dry your tears, I say.
This cast is fantastic. Namor. Ryan Coogler, let's go. Some Namor love right there. See the people as well. I feel like this could be a dark
Everything's gonna be alright.
pulling out of it.
Everything's gonna be alright now. Everything's gonna be alright.
Riri Williams. Ironheart. Namor.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
And the new Black Panther. Yeah, so I'm super excited, and I definitely want to, I get emotional watching this trailer, and I get emotional watching it because, like I said, Black Panther has become one of my favorite characters since before his movie came out. I thought the movie was insane. I thought it was incredible. I didn't realize how much I love Angela Bassett until I saw these. I love, and I didn't grow up reading the comics. And, I grew up reading predominantly Spider-Man. And Spider-Man and Black Panther are two of my favorites now as a grown, big kid. And seeing Angela Bassett, seeing her sit upon the throne I mean, that to me, the cinematography of that, it brings us back to the comic books from what I have seen. I love this celebration. You know, the celebration in white. It kind of looks like a wedding because you see this long trail behind somebody, but at the same time, you know, you kind of just wonder like what this is, and was this is this a flashback to the wedding of T'Challa to Nakia, or is this, you know, a celebration of life for the passing of T'Challa? So it's kind of interesting what that's gonna be. I like the orange hue. I'm wondering if we're, you know, if we're soul realming this, if, you know, how they're going to include T'Challa in all of this. I do think the designs that are behind the Dora Mirage are very beautiful. There's a tree. There's something that looks kind of scorpion-esque. It looks like it has different pieces coming off of it. There's something that looks like a sun, and then there's like a horse type picture. So those are interesting to see. You know, what room are they in? What are they doing? What does all of this mean? And you see Shuri obviously very emotional. We see the birth, I would think, of Namor, and I think this is going to be the birth of. I think, to me, we see the birth of Namor, but then I also think we're going to that the child that we see later on, as we see Wakanda being flooded, I think that's going to be the son of T'Challa. That's just my initial thoughts. But I mean, the cinematography of this is crazy, and we got over 2 minutes, right? The thing that they're pulling out of the ground, though, or pulling out of the water, which we don't see because people, you know, it cuts quickly to this military force going in and questioning people and looking very forceful in how they're going about that. There's something to be said about how this scene happens, and to me, it just is reminiscent of a lot of different movies where we unearthed a villain from the water. So I think whatever they're pulling up out of the water, this could be a Doctor Doom reference, is what I'm thinking here. And it looks like they're using someone to try, like, use their face or their eye to get into something. We see Wakanda on fire, Riri Williams, and, you know, the handshake that we're seeing here with Shuri, which is pretty cool. Namor, who was rumored to be in this, we now see him in multiple different ways here. We see M'Baku, which I think is great, and I think, you know, Angela Bassett's, you know, haven't I suffered enough? Like, I've lost my entire family. Like, that, I just, that to me, you saw me get emotional with that. We see the Iron Heart come out of here, and then there's a lot of movement toward the end here, and we see Wakanda's throne that T'Chaka and T'Challa had sat at, and we see, obviously, Killmonger has also sat in that chair. To see it, you know, to see this water kind of overcome it, and then we see this little boy in the water being carried away, and someone grabs him, and I think in that we may see that is the son of T'Challa. That would be a really cool way of allowing for his legacy to live on with the untimely passing of Chadwick Boseman. Then we see Namor, you know, going into the water and maybe, you know, submerging Wakanda like Atlantis to take the throne. So very interesting here, if, you know, a new Atlantis, so to speak. And then, of course, to see the Black Panther put their hand out at the end and see the claws come out. We see the gold, which is Killmonger-esque. We also see that, you know, something I noticed, the very thin wrist here. I think it's either Shuri or Killmonger. I'm leaning towards Shuri right now, but those of you that have paid attention to Superpowered Pop, I've prognosticated for a long time that Killmonger and Shuri will become Black Panther at some point in this. And now I'm thinking maybe Nakia too, and I put up a poll, and the votes are pretty close right now on Twitter at Superpowered Pop, so make sure you vote in that. But I think from what I'm seeing right now, I'm still leaning toward my prediction from a while back, over a year ago, that Shuri would take the mantle, but it's got the gold in it. So I think there's a point to that, right? They want you to think that maybe it's Killmonger, and maybe it's Shuri, maybe it's somebody we don't know, but ultimately we're going to find out November 11th, 2022, 11/11/22. And, listen, I'm a massive fan of, like I said, of Black Panther. I love these movies. I'm going to get really emotional. Before, sitting here with you all, I mean, obviously I've looked over this, and I got very emotional kind of just laying and watching this trailer. Angela Bassett's part, thinking about Chadwick Boseman, and just hearing the music of all of this, it really gets you, and it really puts you in some kind of a place. So I mean, I think, again, I think this movie is going to be tremendous. I think a lot of the movie stuff in Phase 4 kind of fell flat. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and I have a prediction and I have a thought about that, and we'll discuss that as we go. But there's something that I think is may actually make that movie better, and we'll talk about that in another video. But I feel like Phase 4 fell flat, and now we know that, not on the TV side. I think Disney Plus was really good. I think it was better than the movies. Spider-Man No Way Home, if that was the only Phase 4 movie for Marvel, probably would have done it better, because Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness took a dip. I think Thor Love and Thunder took a giant fall in the wrong direction. And, for me, I think, if we now know that Phase 4 is going to end with Black Panther Wakanda Forever, aka Black Panther 2. And from what I'm seeing and from the music that's here, and I mean, listen, it's Ryan Coogler. He has that bond. The cast has that bond with Chadwick Boseman. I'm sure they're going to make this a very special movie. I mean, I know I'm going to cry. I know I am, and I'm kind of preparing for that. It's one thing to go see these movies, and just kind of like want to go to a movie and shut your brain off. But I care about a lot of these characters. And, you care about them as almost if they're real, right? Because Spider-Man, to me, has been my whole life. And Venom has been a big part of my life. And, Superman and Batman stories as well. And now, growing up, I've gotten connected to a lot of characters. Captain America, definitely Iron Man, as my goatee takes on different iterations and whatnot, and changes it up. And I actually got this goatee right before I decided to shave and keep the goatee, right around, I think it was like 2 weeks before Avengers Endgame came out, where we saw the passing of Tony Stark on April 26, 2019. So, I definitely have a lot of love for many of these characters across the multiverse. And I mean, I love them all, but there's ones that really hit home in a certain way. And T'Challa is one of those characters, Chadwick Boseman and the Black Panther. And I didn't want to I try not to get too hyped when I see these movies. I try not to get too much into it, right? Because you don't want to be let down. But the movie was fantastic. Him coming back, and still one of the saddest scenes, and I was just talking about this off the air a little bit ago, is when he reaches out and, and he says to one of his protectors, of the Dorno Mirage, when he reaches out to them and says, come, like, the battlefield is no place. I think I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, this is no place to die. And then you see him fading away. So as he's trying to help another life, as he always does, as he is always selfless, as he reaches out and says, this is no place to die, he is the one that's dying. So as he's trying to save a life, he's losing his. And so we've already lost him once. Now we have to lose him twice on screen. Obviously in the real world, we have not been with Chadwick Boseman for a while. And so I think this movie is going to be very heavy. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be action-packed. And hopefully it's going to redeem Phase 4. But I'm ecstatic. I mean, watching this trailer, I can't get enough of it. I keep watching it, but I keep getting really emotional, and I keep like, okay, do I want to cry all day? So, I think it's going to be great. Leave your comments here, but, obviously Namor is going to be a part of it, and M'Baku is back. Shuri is there. We'll get to meet Riri Williams, who becomes Ironheart. We see her, obviously, knock that heart piece out that's going to be a part of her suit. And, who's going to take the mantle? And Angela Bassett talks about the fact, she says, I've lost my entire family. So that begs the question to me of, where is Shuri? Because we know T'Chaka, her husband, has passed away. We know T'Challa, the Black Panther, in some way they'll show that he has also passed away. So now the question becomes to Ramonda, where is Shuri? And where is Nakia, right? Because Lupita Nyong'o, I would imagine that, she's become a member of their family as well. So if she's saying, I've lost my whole family, then where are they? And, I think at the top of the cast list on IMDb, seeing Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, I think that definitely shows that we're going to. There's another reason that I think she's going to be the Black Panther, because obviously you have Chadwick Boseman up at the top of this cast list when Black Panther 1 came out. So, I'm excited. I'm just ready for this movie, and I want to see what they're going to do. I want to see how they're going to tell T'Challa's story. I really hope that's his son, so that we can continue his life and have him live on. And Nakia obviously will have a big role in that as the mother of T'Challa's child. So, I'm emotional when it comes to this movie. I'm excited about this. I will be fully done in my Black Panther attire. I'm such a big fan. I actually got this at New York Comic Con, and this was back a few years ago. I want to say it was maybe 2019. But, when you go to these conventions, there's specific things here that are limited edition. And then when you look at this and you see that there's a limited edition, I think there's a card in here that says it. Yeah, it says Certificate of Authenticity. This document certifies this Kimoyo bead bracelet as an authentic Marvel Black Panther bracelet. This bracelet is an officially licensed Marvel piece of jewelry manufactured by licensee Sales One LLC. And so this is actually, and this is something that I wear all the time, and it's heavy though, and it definitely feels like vibranium. I think it's incredible when we watch these movies on the big screen and then they give you something, right, a replica from the movie, and a licensed, in this case, Marvel product, and that when you see it, you think like, wow, this feels like I think it would feel. It's heavy, like vibranium, right? Like you would imagine it would be. If you look closely at it, it has the different symbols on it here. So there's a bunch of different symbols, and this is what Shuri gives to her brother, T'Challa, when he is making his new suit. And all he has to do is wear it on his wrist, and it has the vibranium within it, and it has everything there for him. So as long as he is wearing this is essentially his suit. And so you can wear it. It is heavy. It feels nice though. It feels good on your wrist, and it has a piece to it that kind of looks like vibranium and whatnot. So I love wearing it. I think it's great, and it's one of my prized possessions from Black Panther, along with so many wonderful moments that we get to see in the movie. So I'm excited for Wakanda Forever. I'm really, really ready for this. 11/11/22. I'm so happy that we don't have to wait until next year for this movie, and this will end Phase 4. And, gosh darn it, I hope that what I know of Marvel Studios and Disney, what I have come to know, that they're going to do this well. But, I mean, hearing the music is just so moving, and everything about this trailer is, you feel bad, your heart is pulled out of your chest, you're gut wrenched by all of this stuff going on. So I really am looking forward to this trailer. I'm looking forward to seeing more in the movie. I really don't want them to show us more in trail. Like, this was enough. Like, if this was a tease, it was a 2-minute tease. Like, I think of a tease as like maybe 3 or 4 shots quick, and then maybe something that makes you go, what the heck was that? But in this case, this was a trailer to me. This wasn't just a little tease. And Marvel has come to show us, really since Age of Ultron, they show us half the movie, 3/4 of the movie in the trailer. I don't want that. And so this trailer was enough for me. The music, the acting, everything about it. I am so excited for it. I am so excited to see how they pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman and T'Challa. So I'm looking forward to this very, very much. I'm probably going to cry in the opening parts of the movie because it's probably going to say, for T'Challa or for Chadwick Boseman, our Black Panther, or whatever they say at the beginning of the movie, and they'll probably do something to him to show love for him as they did, when they honored Stan Lee and whatnot. So definitely looking forward to crying in the movie theater again. And the one time I cried in a Marvel movie was Avengers Infinity War. And that was so after they killed off Black Panther, then they killed off Spider-Man. And I said, really, you're going to take, at the time, you're going to take my two favorite characters and kill them in the same movie. So, the Russo brothers got a tear to come down my face. And I still remember what theater I was in. Shout out to Great Northern Mall. The theater's not there anymore. Regal Cinemas in upstate New York, where I hail from. So definitely, that here on Superpowered Pop, we will keep you locked on everything Wakanda Forever. But go back and watch this trailer and try not to get emotional. I am very much looking forward to this, and I'm so happy that we got to watch this together. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Make sure you subscribe to our Superpowered Pop YouTube channel, and of course find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Superpowered Pop, and on superpoweredpop.com. In the meantime, God bless, no stress, do your best. We'll talk with you soon, and as always, Wakanda Forever.